Abbie, a 1-1 draw against a very strong Plymouth Argyle team tonight. What's your first impressions from that game?
Overriding is disappointment because I think we done enough to win the game tonight. We knew they would have a lot of the ball. We knew that they'd have patterns of play and they'd be dangerous. But I thought we defended outstandingly. They didn't really hurt us until the goal and then maybe a little flurry after. But yeah, really disappointed that it's come down to refereeing decisions why we've not ultimately won the game. You could argue that we should be winning the game in the 90, which I think we probably would have. But yeah, it's two massive calls. I think it's not gone our way tonight. And which have, resulted in a game potentially being out of reach by then.
You made 8 changes from Sunday's game away at Torquay, 2 of which included Bo and Amma being able to rejoin the team. So is this tonight, do we get to see them back to their best?
I think you've got to see glimpses of them, yeah. I'm not sure either of them are fully fit, but when you've got a Devon derby under the lights, you need to make sure that your star players are available, and we've been nursing them back for this. They'll need to be assessed ready for the weekend, because that's another must-win for us, to make sure we climb the table. But yeah, no, fantastic to have the full strength squad. Obviously Beth Everson and Georgia Vaccaro are not even involved tonight, so that just shows you the depth that we've got. And yeah, really looking forward to getting them back in training and back ahead of the weekend, especially after that tonight.
After a tricky first half, you must have been delighted with how we started the second half and created all those chances before going 1-0 up.
Yeah, like I said, we knew they'd have a lot of the ball. They're a good side. She's got them playing really good football. They've got great patterns. They move the ball well, but they didn't lay a glove on us first half, and we looked nervous. I think the occasion got to us, and but then once we spoke about it at half time and said, look, be brave, get on the ball, we'd rather lose this game trying than sitting in and just holding on for the 90 minutes. And the girls really took that message on board. We knew we could hurt them if we got our key players into the game, and we did that second half, scored, peppered their goal really with chances, half chances, and then obviously thankfully Soph got that goal and just couldn't hold out there.
You mentioned the Sophie Gillies goal there that put us 1-0 up. That was also a 100th goal for her for the club. So that must just be a fantastic achievement for her personally.
Incredible achievement, right? For any player to reach that milestone is fantastic, but to do it for the club that you've grown up at, been at since you were young, is an incredible achievement. I don't think she stopped running tonight. She's probably out there still running somewhere. She was absolutely outstanding, and she thoroughly deserves all the accolades she gets because she's a credit to herself, credit to this team. And yeah, you knew when it dropped to her she was going to bury it, and she did.
Also, before the game, it was announced that Mollie Taylor would be leaving us after this game, and we saw she was a bit emotional at the full-time scenes. What's your kind of final message to send to Mollie?
Mollie, well, she's probably her ears are going to be resting without me screaming in them. But no, look, Mollie's an absolute credit to this football club. She's been an amazing servant for us. There's no one quite like her. She's physical, she's strong, she's direct, she can play. She can go long, she can do all the horrible stuff that you need a footballer to do, and then she's got all the flair and the pretty stuff as well. So she's obviously going to be a huge loss, but Mollie needs to put herself first and put herself and her health first, and I fully support her. Gutted, and the door is always open if she ever changes her mind, that's for sure.
Looking ahead to Sunday, we make the long trip to Billericay. Firstly, what can you expect going into this game?
A completely different fixture, one where we'll probably be dominating the ball, and we have to make sure we use it properly and efficiently, and make sure that we create chances. When you have the ball, it's difficult sometimes when you've got 11 behind the ball, as you've seen tonight. So we just want to make sure that we hurt them in the right areas, we get our key players on the ball, and yeah, we go and enjoy what will be a nice weekend away, especially after a long couple of weeks for us. The away trips are always fun. The girls always make them great. As I say all the time when I'm talking to you guys, like, the group is fantastic. They're a really good bunch of girls. We'll have a nice jolly up. I'm sure we'll get in the pool at the hotel and just enjoy ourselves. And yeah, hopefully come home with 3 points.
You mentioned the long journey there. We've been fortunate enough in the last few weeks to have a few, if not home games, at least local games. So is there anything different that kind of comes into the approach to long distance games like Billericay?
No, just the recovery. We'll train on Saturday morning before we travel, but it's been a tough week for us. 3 games in a week is difficult for a professional outfit, let alone a semi-professional outfit like us, who don't have the luxuries of getting the girls in tomorrow, Friday, to work on things or to make sure they're in good physical shape. So it's down to them to make sure they look after themselves. But yeah, we'll just go attack the weekend, train Saturday, have a nice trip up, have some good food and company, and hopefully take 3 points.
You said in the huddle after the game that even though tonight was a 1-1 draw, you wanted to use this as a bit of a springboard ahead of the weekend. So this, moving on to Sunday, this must be a perfect springboard to kick on for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's us. We've we've not had the best of luck as of late. The ball's not bounced our way, or half chances haven't quite fallen to the right people. And I think Soph's goal tonight, it wasn't clean, it wasn't pretty, it was bundled over the line, and then the dogged defending that everybody's put in, an absolute mammoth shift from everybody. Just some will be disappointed they've not got longer, and some will be disappointed they've not even got on the pitch. So, but it takes that collective mentality, and it takes that shift in momentum for us, and I felt tonight was that. It's easy to crumble against a team like Argyle tonight. Big pressure, big crowd, under the lights, playing the football that they played. It would have been easy for us to hide, but we come out swinging and come out fighting, and I think this is a perfect moment for us to use in the season and springboard ourselves. Like I said, get 3 points on Sunday, 4 points out of the week. You'd have asked for that at the start of the week, we'd have taken that. So yeah, absolutely delighted, and hopefully this is the kick on that we need now.
I asked Liv a few weeks ago about the karaoke machine for away games. Is that going to be making its way onto the bus again this weekend?
I'm sure Bo Jackson will have the karaoke machine out. For somebody who sounds like a screaming cat, she loves it. So yeah, she will have the mic out, I'm sure.
Brilliant, thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Mollie, a 1-1 draw this evening against a strong Plymouth team. Firstly, what are your first impressions of that game?
Yeah, from the start, I think we've shown ourselves credit. We were going to be against a really tough side. They're a new side and a very well organised side, but I think the girls, we've stuck together, we stuck with our game plan, and we know Devon derbies are always going to be that little tough thing, like getting the grit and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the result didn't really show of how we played. Like the goal that we let in, yeah, I can hold my hands up, I should have done a little bit better myself, but at the end of the day, 1-1, derby day, what more do you want?
Abbie said through the week that the table doesn't lie, and obviously Plymouth have made quite a strong start to the season. So was there anything that almost surprised you with the way that we were able to grow into the second half, especially there?
Yeah, obviously the league doesn't lie. Obviously they've had a fantastic start, whereas we've maybe not quite clicked yet. But I think tonight has shown that we are now ready, or well, the girls are now. Unfortunately, I won't be there with them, but yeah, I think the girls will do far, far better now, and a lot stronger.
The goal that put us 1-0 up was Sophie Gillies scoring her 100th goal for the club in 91 appearances, I think it is, which is a ridiculous statistic.
I think it's her 100th goal tonight as well.
Yeah, must be, fantastic achievement for her personally, and you must be proud.
Sophie Gillies is literally #1 player for us. Literally, she's always popping up everywhere on the pitch, making sure we get the results, and yeah, she's just a fantastic player and such a goal poacher. It annoys the hell out of us, but I wouldn't wish any striker up there with her either.
On another personal note, it was obviously your final appearance for the club tonight. Just what are your kind of closing words as you go out after this?
Yeah, it's a lot of mixed emotions, not going to lie. Yesterday, last night, training the girls, obviously giving like a little presentation, stuff like that, but then stepping out here, the last time at SJP, last 10 minutes I was on the pitch with Bo next to me, and I was like, Bo, I don't think I can do it. Literally, I'm welling up, like looking at the crowd and stuff like that. But yeah, Exeter City's done a lot for me, and I couldn't wish a better send-off. And the last 5 years is just unforgettable. The memories, the achievements that I've seen the club grow, I'm glad I was part of that. So yeah.
You mentioned the crowd there. I know it was an absolutely Baltic night, but there was still over 1,600 people in the park tonight. And, they kept cheering right to the end.
Yeah, 100%. I take my hats off to all of them. Without them, we won't be able to do what we can do. With them cheering, everything, even when it's at the hard moments of times in the game, they're literally backing us, and it picks us up and it makes us stronger, and we go and we keep digging. So yeah, it is a massive praise for them, and we couldn't thank them enough.
The team faced Billericay on Sunday. I know you won't be there personally, but I'm sure you'll be wishing them all the best.
No, it'd be a good, nice away trip again for the girls. Glad I'm not in that one, but yeah, not to rub it in there to faces too much. I'll be still in bed on Saturday morning, not getting up at 6:30. But no, this is what we need. The girls love an away trip, and yeah, I think it is a start of a new Exeter City, and I think they can get a result. It'll show confidence. We'll take out off what we've back from this game, and yeah, they'll do a fantastic job up there.
I listened into the huddle at the end of the game there, and Abbie said that after tonight's result, looking onto Sunday, she wanted to use these next few games as a bit of a springboard to kick on into the next season, into the rest of the season. So just be a perfect opportunity to build a bit of form.
100%. I think obviously we've got a lot of players to rotate. You can see the players, the finishers that come on tonight. They can do a job. Every single player. It's not just about the starting 11. We've got rotation, and it's just fitting in players, fine tune to the play. But yeah, the next 2 weeks is going to be It's going to be a lot of different faces and a lot of different positions, but the girls will work together and they will get the result. So.